Hey guys, it's the Any Thoughts podcast. I'm Benny.
I'm Bradley.
I am Amog. How's it going?
And I'm Ivy.
Hey, so today we're gonna talk about. Before we start, actually, we're gonna do some housekeeping. So the first news of business is we're really happy about the support with the numbers once again. We can't believe you guys are all tuning in and watching us, and every day we keep growing. So we want to thank you for that. But once again, we'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed.
And
Uh,
commented.
yeah,
We
and
definitely want to hear
commented
some
too.
comments, guys.
Yeah, and you can also use the YouTube comments to suggest anything as well.
Yeah.
But we have our email. It's thoughtgang65@gmail.com. THOTGANG 65. And from that, yeah, just, we got our first reader mail. So the first reader mail was asking us, what is our most savage moment we've ever done? And with that said, we feel inclined to answer.
Yes.
Uh,
Boy.
Of
so
course.
I'll start first
Guys,
and go from
sorry to
there.
interrupt you, Benny. Sorry to interrupt you, Benny. I'm gonna go last because this story is like I think it has unveiled a new side of savagery of mine, which I didn't realize I wanted to confront just yet, but I did. So I want to go last with this one, and I'll
Okay,
leave y'all. Iverson knows this story. I think Brad may not know the
okay, we're good.
story.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
so
gold.
yeah,
That's all I gotta
it's
say.
a gold. It's a gold
It's
story,
gold.
and I mean, of
Yeah,
course,
okay.
a lot of people. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for it, but you know what? Fuck
Yeah,
it. Let's go for it.
we'll save the best for last.
Always.
With that said, I'll start with my story. So this is actually in high school. Like, it's savage because it was like I kind of did it as a prank, but I also walked off afterwards. And so basically, when I was in high school, me and my sister, we went to Walmart for whatever reason, and there was this like Asian lady following us, right? And like, I don't know why, but you could tell she wanted to talk to us, but like, it was really weird. We were wondering like, who's this like woman following us? So she looks at me and my sister. We're standing right next to each other, and she's like, "Hey, can I tell you all about Jesus?" And I look at my sister, and this is like in high school I was like a really hardcore atheist. Right now I'm like agnostic, but in high school like I was so edgy it wasn't even funny. So I look at the woman
Edge
and
Lord
I'm
Benny.
yeah, I look at the woman and I'm like, the
Come
only
on.
Jesus I know is the one who works at a taco stand in Mexico. And then
Oh,
Benny.
Benny.
How?
and like
I believe it's pronounced Jesus.
Hey
Jesus.
Zeus.
yeah,
Like, I,
That
yeah,
is
It's
not
Jesus.
the
pronounced
Yeah.
same name.
Jesus to me,
That is
all
you're
right?
definitely
like,
not
It's
the
not a
same
just,
thing.
it's a.
you're like half
And
Latin.
like
You're Latin. Like, how do you not know
the
this?
but like the worst part is like I look at my sister and I'm like, she's your problem now. And then I walk off.
Benny, I want to know how flat was your sister? Because that bust you just threw under must have made her like paper thin, man. God damn.
I mean, honestly, like I felt bad about it afterwards, but like this is when I was like, F this, F that. Like
Like,
I was just kind of on a
Benny was
rampage at
on
that
that cut
point.
my life into pieces life. He was on that cut my life into pieces mode.
Yeah, pretty much. So then like, like my sister's like, I can't believe you left me, and I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
With that said,
Yeah,
that's the end
man.
of my short savage
Yeah,
story.
good stuff.
Mm.
I guess
Brad, it's up
I'll
to you.
go. I don't know if I can top that. Again, this is me in high.
That's pretty good.
This is me in high school, right?
That's
This is
funny.
back when I was a sophomore, JV football player. Surprised I was used to play football. Y'all couldn't tell, but this happened. It was like towards the latter in the season. There's this guy who was always competing with me to get my spot because I was a starting offensive lineman back then, and
Hmm.
we are doing one-on-ones, was is a straight up one. You guys know, never played football, never been a football practice, is where you go up against somebody and you block them and you see who can push each other's back furthest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so I wasn't taking it serious the first time. I was kind of tired. I was like, had a very long day at school, and he beat my ass. And I
Oof.
got so fucking pissed off have y'all seen you guys seen Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
pulled a baby Kid Buu on his ass. Like, I went so fucking mad. I was like pumping my chest like I was like, oh gosh.
So basically, you turned into Gorilla Grodd.
Not Gorilla Grodd. I was on a baby Boo. You know how a baby Boo were like, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Yeah.
do that with his chest like that?
Yeah.
I got so angry and so pissed off. And then I was like, line it up again. And we got him in the line. And I just like, boom, just blocked his ass, sent his ass to the dirt. And I looked at his face, dead in his eye. And I said, you would know that's my spot. And everybody around me,
Listeners, you guys got to see these facial expressions.
Yeah.
This is making it
and
a lot
everybody around me
This
was
is
like,
good.
"Oh,
This is good.
Yo, Brad, you know he didn't really mean. Yo, and since that day, I apologize to that guy. Like I feel so bad about it because I just like was unhinged at that moment, and and no matter what, my friends back home in Maryland would never let me live that down. Every time I hang out with them, they say, "Brad, man, that time you got so mad that you drove some guy into the ground, yelled in his face, literally spit was coming onto his face, and said, 'You would not take my spot.'"
I mean,
Like,
that's like you remind me of the time when I played soccer. Like, it was like one of the first high school games I was in, and I was a defender. And like this guy, he comes in and like he tackles me for like no reason, and he's like, "I hate black people," and I look at him
I'm
and I'm
Hispanic.
like, yeah, I look at him and I'm like, how'd you
I'm
know,
Asian.
bro? Like, I look more
How'd you
Hispanic than I do
know,
black.
bro?
I'm more
And
light skinned
like,
than you.
and then like, but he kept saying like so many mean things to like all my teammates. So the next time, like, and I was like, just you watch. The next time I'm gonna kill you is what I tell him. And then
Mhm.
like the next time he gets the ball, I slide tackle him and I broke his knee.
So he hates black people even more right now, but
Yeah, and I was like, "What
what's
people
his
do you
name?
hate?" Yeah, I don't even remember his name, but like, it was just like, that story reminded me of like how angry I got because I'm like, "Don't provoke me! Like, I will win on this fight." And the thing is, I didn't get carded because I went with the ball first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so-
Wait,
So,
did this kid
Yeah.
had a bowl cut
Yeah.
hair?
All right.
Was his haircut bowl shape?
he had a buzz cut on,
Oh, yeah. No, he's one of them good
Oh,
old
he had a
boys.
buzz
and
cut.
those super hyper red cheeks. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of them good old boys.
Yeah, like somebody's dad went to see him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's one of them good old
The
boys.
school
I was-
shooter. Yeah.
Ivy, man, come on. What the
Oh,
fuck,
boy.
man?
He's got Playboy.
Hey,
Yeah.
but this honestly, this podcast is us talking, man. We're just gonna keep this going. But anyways, here's my story. I feel like I have a more savage one, but this is the first one I thought of from the top of my head. Plus, my coworkers took me out to drink, so I had a few drinks in me. I'm sorry, I say the wrong thing. But anyways, so I was in California, and and it was a Friday, and I went out to a bar in Pasadena. It's a city by Los Angeles, maybe like 20, 30 minutes away. So I Uber out there. I'm at this bar. I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there chilling. I'm by myself, and I see this. I see a lady and a guy, and the lady's a plus size. She's a little bit on the bigger side.
I got no problem. I like that.
Hey, no. She
Thick
seemed like a
girls need
nice
love.
lady.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm just saying. This is not my cup of tea. Like this is not the juice I drink in the noodles that I eat.
Hey, by the way, listen.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own preference. All right, we think everybody's
yeah.
all right. So please,
Yeah, some people like udon, some people like ramen. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Some people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like seriously,
And some you know, and some people just don't think they're that pretty, you know. But anyways, we
That's not my business.
last episode. If you guys don't know what that means, watch last episode. Anyways,
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
at the bar. I see the lady, and there's this guy who's sitting next to her. And, you know, I see the lady. She's like kind of eyeing me a little bit. But, you know, I'm trying not to pay mine because, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm not that interested. But anyways, they start talking to me, and the guy she's sitting with is he's a cool dude. Like maybe the lady's like 42, 43. The guy's like maybe 30 something. I was sitting there watching. I think we're watching a football game or baseball. I don't know. They're talking. They're asking me a bunch of questions. And you know, I asked them, I'm like, "Oh, how do you guys know each other?" And they're like, "Oh, we just met tonight." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then this lady, she's like talking to me. You know, I'm like, "Okay, I'll just talk to her. She seemed nice." You know, but I'm not gonna make a move or anything. So then, anyways, the guy is like, "I will be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, right?" So I'm okay. So you know, lady's like talking to me, blah blah blah. I see the guy go up and walk to the bathroom, right? And the lady's like, "Oh, so you're from Florida? Oh, it's kind of crazy down there." I'm like, "Yeah, you know it is." And she's like, out of nowhere, and this is the thing. This is out of nowhere. She's like, "Oh, my ex-husband was black." I'm like, "Oh God." I'm like,
All
"Why
right,
are you just out of nowhere?"
So,
right?
so
And
people
if you guys don't know,
I was
yeah,
just black.
just to know, I'm African American. So, anyways, she says that, so I'm like, okay, like, oh yeah, my kids are black too. I'm like, oh, okay. It's a white lady. And I see the guy. He's coming out the bathroom. This is what he does. He comes out the bathroom. He told us we'll be right back, and he walks out the door. He goes out through an alternate exit.
He said, "I gotta take a shit."
So I'm like, dude, this dude keys out. He's like, yo, I'll be right back. This dude walks out the bathroom, walks out through the alternate exit. He gives me eye contact, and he runs out. I'm like, oh God, I'm stuck with this lady. So then she's talking to me, and I'm like, you know what? You know what, miss? I'm gonna go to the bathroom too. And she's like, hold on. This is a true story. And I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom too. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I'm gonna go to, or I could wait outside for you. I'm like, no, you can just sit right here, baby. I'll be, I'll be right back. So I go to the bathroom, and the lady's like, okay, let me know when you leave. You know, we could check out like another spot. So I was like, oh, I got you, all right. So I go to the bathroom, and I do the same trick that guy does. I go out through the alternate exit. She did not see me, and I just ran out.
So,
it wasn't extremely savage, but it was just kind of funny. I don't know.
But no,
that's the story.
For those who don't want to know, though, but whenever a lady says, "Yeah, I date a black guy," "Yeah, my ex-husband black," "Yeah, whatever about a black guy or a black person," she's Indian. All right.
Yeah, she wants a brother from the projects. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. That's a couple times where, like a girl's walked up to me and said, "My best friend's black." I'm like, okay, what else is new? Or like, hey, listen, I go after big black men. I'm like, well, you know what? Thank you for letting me know that.
I'm like, okay, baby. I know you like some chocolate, but I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go. But anyways, the main event, Big Mo, we gotta hear your story.
Yeah,
this is the main event.
All right. So this is this is one of the many times I've been on Amazon Prime or Tinder, as I like to call it. Call back, guys. Call back to the previous episode. Amazon and Tinder have many similarities, and welcome to my TED Talk. Just joking.
I just have that mind. I just have that mind. Let's know they ain't nothing else.
So I matched with this one girl. I take her out. We have fun. She's feeling me. I'm feeling her. So she comes back to my. I asked her. I obviously asked her. I was like, "Hey, so do you want to come back to my place?" She's like, "Yeah." We get hot and heavy, and I have. Yeah, it's a sexy time, guys. And nobody knows sexy time better than somebody who's read the Kama Sutra. And
our favorite Indian male. Yeah.
You know what?
This man, he read it before
an audio book. I will read it.
Hey, if you give me the Spark Notes version,
Yeah, with
I'll read it
interactive
too.
sounds. You know what I mean?
Yes. It needs to be like one of those pop-up books. You turn every page and something pops up to you. Like little kids' books.
Yeah,
Well, it's like no.
pops up,
I mean,
like,
yeah.
it pops up and there's like this one it's like
And it shows you the motions, like what not to do and what to
what
do.
not to do,
Like,
yeah.
Like you press the buttons. The man says, "Yeah," just like that. The girl says, "Yeah." Honest. Man says, "Stop. Too much. Hold on, maybe." Oh.
and then the book is actually called Show and Tell.
No, it's called The Kama Sutra for Dummies.
Kama Sutra for Dummies. Yeah, actually, I think guys, we should market that.
Yeah, illustrated edition.
Hey, nobody stole that idea. That's our idea. Patent pending.
Y'all
patent pending.
We're gonna come and sue everybody if you steal that idea. But anyway,
if you decide to steal this, this is our idea, guys. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, back to the story. We're fucking, and she's on top of me, and suddenly I just and she's riding me, and this is good, and we're at round 2, so I'm really going hard, and and the thing is she's on top of me, and she's going hard, and she's definitely enjoying it, and I'm just bro, so what did I eat for lunch today? These are the conversations going on in my fucking head. These are the thoughts that are going on in my head. Not conversations, sorry. These are the thoughts. These are the thoughts that are going on in my head. And I'm yeah, so maybe I should definitely try and download that Fallout game. And suddenly I'm just I'm not in, I'm definitely not into this girl anymore. As much as I was after round 1. Around round 1, I'm just not into her anymore.
Among you experience a lot of guys' experience. It's called that post-nut clarity. Every guy.
Exactly. That's
no
exactly
lie.
what it was.
No lie.
I have a serious question though. Has has any point in your life the post-nut clarity just leave you? It doesn't happen to you as often as it used to?
Yeah, because I can't jerk off in a bar, Benny.
I mean, that's fair, bro.
Wait. I'm sorry. Big Mo, get to the best part. Before you have distracted. Honestly, this is one thing I noticed. One thing I noticed is whenever one of us says something, Brad has all the terminology. He's got thirst trap down. He's got So we're gonna coach up our listeners.
It's called experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what it's called? It's called sticking a quarter up your ass and playing yourself. That's I've been several times.
Pegging. Okay.
Anyways, but back to this.
I've played myself several times. I don't think I gotta say about that. Played myself.
Thank you for that vivid imagery, Brad. Literally picturing you in bed, playing with yourself and game. Yeah, baby, yeah. It's definitely something I wanted to see.
I said I played myself for messing up on a lot of things. I've learned my lessons several times.
My bad. Anyways, yeah. So we're back, and she's on top, and she's really into it. She's more into it than I am, and I'm just okay, you know what? This is just not this thing. So I get on to so I do this weird this wrestling reversal, and I'm on top of her, and I'm still not feeling it. I can literally I'm hard. I'm still hard, but I'm just I'm just not feeling it, So I just excuse myself. I tell her, just a minute, Brad. I just excuse myself, and I'm just you know what? I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick. But when I'm back, you better be ready to get you better be ready to meet that hammer. You better be ready for that fucking hammer.
You better ready to be seeing God.
You better watch out, girl.
I'm gonna rearrange those guts that they become a new country itself.
She walking with a limp for a week. Then trying to tell me she be walking with a limp for a week.
Yeah, So that's when I'm coming to that part. So so I go to the bathroom. And I'm just yeah, you know what? This bitch gotta go. So I pull up Uber on my phone, and I ask for a cab. I walk out and I'm just like, hey, listen, you gotta get dressed. I'm finished. Can you get? Can Your Uber's waiting for you? Can you just leave? I need to sleep. I'm feeling sleepy. And she goes, are you serious? Like, she literally is like, are you serious? And I'm just like, yeah. And then she just like, she gets really intense about it. She's like, I thought we had a connection, this, that, this, that. I'm like, well, if I had a connection, I wouldn't be really asking, I wouldn't really be calling you an Uber and asking you to leave. Like,
At least you paid for the Uber.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a decent,
At least you
I'm
were
a decent
gentleman about it.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very generous.
Here's
Of
the-
You gave her an incentive.
Yes, Amog, you paid for the Uber. You gave her a first round. Most guys couldn't probably go first round, but you did it, Amog.
No, but here's the thing. The first round it wasn't like 15 or 20 minutes. It was like well over like an hour and a half. Like it was good times. Like, listen, I wasn't feeling it. She was also on the chunkier side. Not that I'm like any. Oh, sorry. Again, we'll edit that out.
Yeah, you like that udon? No, we're keeping that in there.
So
But
we're
yeah,
keeping it.
you
Okay.
like that udon noodles. You know what I mean?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, see, okay, so here's the thing. Indian women
Udon.
are like they're curvy. Indian women are curvy, and I'm used to those curves. So seeing curves on like that's precisely why I also like Latin women. I mean, seeing them like when I see curves on white women, I just end up thinking, I don't know, man. Like,
Amog, please, Amog, I'm trying to. I really want to give you some rope, help you get out of that hole you're in right now, but
yeah, like literally, I think
you
just digging.
just
I'm
keep
digging
on-
like.
You're digging the fast grave there. We
Yeah,
don't
like-
intend to offend anybody, but these are the thoughts and opinions of any thoughts.
of one person named Amog, not Brad, Ivy, or Benny.
What the fuck?
That's right.
You're literally just throwing me under the bus for this. What the fuck? Why am I being thrown under the bus for this?
I mean,
Bro, I would've
we're
called
we're
it
gonna
live.
we're
I
gonna
would've
call
called
this
it live.
episode. We're gonna just call this episode After Hours. And then we're gonna be like
Yeah, it's like
special
this is
edition.
this is after hours. This is like after, and I don't think this is after hours. This is after hours. Like,
Yeah.
just
This is
This is
boys
that-
at night. Boys at night.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So
So,
the next
wrapping-
part of the pod. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Wrapping it up. I don't see her again, and like, but hey, I still have a 5-star Uber rating, so I think I've been doing something right, guys. Please.
I still got some stars.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus I did make her see stars also. Like she did, like she did text me. She's like, I'm sorry that things didn't go, but thank you for the good time. So I'm like, hey,
Yeah, well, she was
I'm
happy.
happy to oblige.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm
you
happy to
know,
oblige.
Yeah,
A happy
your
customer.
udon noodle was
a
very
happy customer.
Always, dude. Always. Nobody leaves this restaurant without any satisfaction. It's
And
100%
guess
what?
satisfaction guaranteed.
And guess what? You didn't even bill her. You didn't even bill her. You let her have a free meal.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, I mean, see, here's the thing. I occasionally I do charities. I do sleep with ones and twos sometimes. But then
Hey,
the
Brad.
number has to add up to 16.
Do you want to talk about that? You said you wouldn't bill her, but there's something I gotta say. Brad, do you want to talk about that roommate you had with the that would bill the girls that he didn't like or something like that?
This is gonna be a little bit longer than our regular podcast. You guys are getting a special treat. All right. So I've had some really, I guess, I'll say different roommates over my time here being at school. And one of the roommates I had, he is what I like to call a sore winner. And for those of y'all who don't know what a sore winner is, I'm about to describe him to you. All right. So once
I was talking about the plug.
the plug.
Oh, we were talking about the plug. Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
the plug. But okay, sure. I mean, that works
Yeah.
too, How
We'll say
you
that
wanna work
for
it.
next time. All right. We'll say that for next time. But with him,
Fair enough.
he would gloat about every time he would, make whoopee or have sex, Charleston Chew. To the point where
Go heels to Jesus. Go heels to Jesus.
yes, exactly, whatever that was. But he literally So he literally made himself a fake cane, so to speak. He got a piece of wood, baseball bat, tape, and taped it all together. Made a fake cane, and every time he would, do his thing, he would come downstairs when we were all, me and my other roommates were just chilling, having a good time, faking the limp, like, oh, my back, oh my lumbago, oh shit, oh damn, fuck. and he'll just lay on the couch like, oh guys, somebody's asking what happened. Please, somebody ask me what happened. Like, all right, man.
He was one of those people who, like, how like Paula Dean got in trouble for saying she wanted her wedding to have a plantation look. He was perfectly that person who, like, he wanted that plantation lifestyle.
You know
But
what?
mind
Oh
you,
my
that
God.
guy,
Trump supporter,
mind you,
so
that
yes, he
guy,
probably did.
this guy is white. Yeah, mind you, this guy's white and a Trump supporter. So it's like at
Hey,
this
but,
point,
It,
I'm
it, it,
like,
it adds
yeah,
up. It adds up.
guys, these are all just jokes. All right, please. Sorry if
I can
you
edit it out. Dude. Can
I,
edit it out. It's
Dang,
fine.
don't edit it out. I'm sorry. Okay, we're just making jokes here. But let's get to the story. He was a sore winner, and he just never again. One night, we were all drunk, very intoxicated with substances,
Mm-hmm.
alcohol, drinking, and his girl was there one time. We were watching. It was watching the UF basketball game, something like that. And I go to bed, but my roommates tell me that something kind of weird and strange happened. And I'm like, well, okay, well, what happened? We were all pretty, kind of messed up. What kind of what kind of shit happened? And they tell me that apparently he was getting a handy or a hand job from his girl couch, and they had a blanket over themselves, and I was just like, no fucking way he did that.
This
and
man
and
is paying for
and until
utilities
this day,
extra.
when we brought this up to him, he was denying like a mug. He denied. He was pulling a Richard Nixon for Watergate. Like, I had no, sorry, my bad. He pulled a Bill Clinton. I had no sexual relations with this person. He was pulling
Yeah. With that said, I think it's a
yes,
perfect
yes.
segue
Move on to our
into the topic of the show. Since we're already talking about weird experiences, I think that the most important segue, which is the real topic, is that we're going to talk about the weirdest days in our life. And so we all have a real story where it's kind of like, this is just real strange that this happened
Mhm.
to us. And I'll start off, because I feel like this will really set the tone of
I
what's to
think
come.
I think I know what Benny's gonna say. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're talking about weird experiences, right? And this is one of the weirdest experiences I really ever had. So, backstory. This is about, I think, 4 years ago now, but it was like right before I met my current girlfriend, right? And like basically, I was about to go on this date with this girl that I knew from high school. I dated that girl, I think, for like a year or something like that. But whatever the thing is, she was on Snapchat, and I saw that she's in Gainesville. So I was like, "Hey, oh, you in Gainesville, huh?" And she like, she's like, "Yeah, what about it?" I was like, "Oh, do you want to get dinner or something?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." But the entire day, like the day that it was going to happen, I think it was like I asked her one day and then like 2 days later we go out. But like the entire day, I would describe as like the weirdest experience of my entire life. And so like I remember like thinking the universe was telling me, don't go on that date. Why are you defiling that grave today? You know? And like I was like, honestly, I was just kind of bored, if I'm being honest. Like, like I was like, it's the summer, there's nothing going on, like I'm just kind of
as
bored,
all guys
the home,
are,
yeah, the homies are gone, and I was just like, well, what do I have to lose? So, I get in my car, and where I live, I kind of live near a highway. So like I'm driving, and all of a sudden I feel like I'm about to be like rear-ended by a semi-truck. Semi-truck. It's like the loudest noise I've ever heard. It's like, brrr, and like I'm like frightened, and it's like 9 in the morning, and like I'm like low key I could have just died, but then I look and there's no semi-truck near me at all, like not even one, but it sounded like directly behind me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'll just let it go. So like I'm like startled. I park my car. And then like for background, like when I go to campus, like parking's tough, so like I always take the bus, so I drive my car to where the nearest bus station is. So like I park in where I normally park at, and then I see this really like disabled guy. No, actually there's something before this. Like I park where I park my car, and there's like a intersection where you can only turn right, because there's the business where I'm at, and like you can only turn right, and then here I see this person turn left and try to fight oncoming traffic,
Jesus.
and I'm
Okay.
like, and I'm like,
What an idiot.
and I'm just like, did I just see this happen? Did this just happen? I'm like, and then like just like split second before there's about to be an accident, somehow that person turns right. Somehow. Like I don't even know
Wow.
what happened. It just happens. And then like, I get on the bus, and it's not my usual bus because I'm running late by this point because for whatever reason it's taken forever. And like I get on my bus, and then there's a turning lane for the bus, and all of a sudden this like disabled guy, and I'm not making fun of him, but he was a little bit bigger than his chair. Like for some reason he thinks it's a good idea for him to like go right when the bus is about to turn. So like I was almost about to see this guy being decimated by the bus, and the bus couldn't slow down.
What?
Yeah,
Jesus.
the bus could not slow down. And then the guy speeds up like scared for his life. And then, I'm like, okay, like I've already had 3 weird occurrences in my day. It can't get worse. This is like I don't want to say his name, but this is like, a story that would happen to a friend of ours. That's all I'm going to say. For those of you who know,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Oh.
yeah, and, so like, but the entire time I'm thinking like, man, I really shouldn't go on this date. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, or like maybe I shouldn't just fuck this girl. Like that's what I was thinking. I was like, the universe is giving me a sign here. Like that's all I'm saying. And so like I get to campus and I'm like, okay, good. The craziness has subsided. And I'm walking to Marston, and lo and behold, this girl runs straight into a pole. And I'm like,
On
and
some Three Stooges.
yeah, and so I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, did I just experience a glitch in the Matrix? Like, what just happened today? And then luckily the rest of the day kind of went pretty smoothly.
Mhm.
But in the end, like, it was just so weird. And then like I get on the date, and it's the most boring date of my entire life, honestly. And then like going back to Savage Moments, like the girl was like, "Are you gonna pay?" And I was like, "Well, not really. I don't like you."
Oh my god.
And that's really the end of the day. So
Great.
Okay.
Can
That's,
I go second?
Yeah,
Can I
go,
go
man.
second, or does anybody want to go? Okay.
No, all you,
Okay.
baby, all you.
So this is speaking of weirdness. Back when I was in Gainesville, I had a weird roommate. So I mean, this guy was. I mean, I wouldn't call him. I wouldn't call him like. I wouldn't call him. Okay. So the way I would describe this guy, I'm trying to find a very, I'm trying to find a politically correct way of describing him, but I really can't. He's weird. I mean, he's weird to the point like he would literally like he would walk out of his room. He would look at me. He just briefly smile or what looked like a smile. I thought he would try to murder. Like I literally used to think that whenever this guy would walk out of his room, he would like try to murder me, but I'm not sure.
Mhm.
So because he would always be in his
psychopaths,
room. Yeah, like all psychopaths. Because he was
like all psychopaths do.
he would like I understand that there are introverts, and then there was this guy. Like this guy was Like fuck, dude. Like he would literally be in his room all the time, and I would hear weird sounds coming out of his room. So he was either building a time machine, playing with himself, or murdering someone, or all three simultaneously. I don't know what he was doing, but he was in his room
All of the
perpetually.
above, you know.
Or yeah, or like it's just like at this point, all of the above.
He's just going back in
So
time playing with yourself as a kid.
it's like perpetual, perpetual, a perpetual sense of bliss and orgasms. So,
He really
so
read the
anyways,
Kama Sutra, huh? Your
He
copy
read
was
that
a little
Kama
bit
Sutra.
sticky, you know.
another Indian guy. So you know how
Oh,
it is.
you know you read Kama Sutra then.
Bro, y'all
Yeah,
need
he
help.
definitely did.
He was probably trying to get the royalties.
He- Anyways, so cut to cut
That
to
caste,
one of
that
my.
caste system.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's,
that's
he's
racist.
definitely
All
he's
right.
definitely it's,
No. I know where this is going. I don't like it. Please.
This truly is
No,
the After
wait.
Hours episode.
this
I'm
is
not
guys.
All right,
Sorry.
go ahead, Big Mo. Sorry.
So one of my friends comes over. She's like, "Hey, listen, let's watch a movie." This is strictly a friend. Like she and I, multiple times we watch like a lot. So I'm a movie buff. I just love watching movies. And like I'm always down to have a discussion about movies and stuff. So one of like, and I grew up watching Hindi movies. Bollywood is pretty much like my favorite thing after Flipkart, Amazon slash Tinder. Uh, so we were watching a Hindi movie, and suddenly we started hearing really weird sounds coming out of my roommate's room, and they're like just like weird, like exaggerated grunts, and like this like it's something just like something that's not right for this entire situation. And I thought the sounds were coming out of the TV, so I paused the movie, and we were watching it on YouTube. I paused the movie and I go, do you hear that? And my roommate and my friend goes, yeah, I've been watching, I've been watching I've been hearing that sound for a while now. So I thought that was coming from the TV. And I go, yeah, that's some weird shit. And then constantly, and those sounds get really loud. And then finally,
Mhm.
there's this one sound which I really cannot forget it. It just goes and I'm like, oh shit, this dude is watching porn. And it's just like he was watching porn at like full volume, and I just like literally knock on his door, and I'm like, yo, fucking turn that shit down, dude, or put a headphone on. Like, bruh, come on, dude, what the fuck? Like this dude was watching porn with no headphones, no nothing, just because he heard female voices and he doesn't have
With the
female
Dolby
interaction.
surround sound, huh?
He wanted the HD experience, bro.
The Dolby
Dude,
surround sound,
I
baby.
I mean I get that. Look, I get that, but dude, I have a female friend over. Like of course my friend didn't think much of it. I apologize. And she's like, dude, I know your roommate's a fucking weirdo. And like I think at one point, like another
He wanted to raise his vibrations, was all.
just it's so weird, dude. Like literally every time, like, and you guys have been over to my place every time. Like we would chill. We would like literally bring the house down with our laughter and like craziness. And this dude never ventured out of his bedroom, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is this guy doing? And like,
He got
is he
that
dead?
time machine working.
Like, is he dead? Like, did he finally get the time machine working? Like, did he kill someone? Like, what is he like? He's
Yeah,
just, like,
honestly, like the entire time I've known you, I never met him.
Yeah.
exactly. Like, dude, honestly, the time I've known you guys, I have never met him.
Oh, was it that same roommate?
Yeah, it's exactly
Oh,
the
it
same
was
guy.
him. Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
that guy was
And
weird.
and the thing was, exactly, because the thing was, and dude, like, it's like this guy would never clean up after himself. Like, he would literally just leave the dishes. Like, I remember I went to New Jersey over the summer, like summer of 18, for an internship. Yeah, for an internship, and suddenly, like, I come back and I just see dishes, like 4-month-old dishes that haven't been cleaned, just sitting in the fucking sink, and I lose my shit. And I was just like, bruh, You gotta clean up, man. He's like, oh, I didn't know you were there. I thought you were not coming back. I'm like,
What?
that doesn't mean
That
anything,
doesn't
dude.
mean anything.
Exactly. That doesn't mean anything. Just clean up after yourself. Don't be a dick. Like, do you forget to wipe your ass after you take a shit? Like, come on, man. What the fuck?
I think he probably does. But anyways,
Yeah.
Dude, he
I
probably uses he probably washes himself in the shower. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but this is a story I
Yeah,
just thought of. I want to say it was the weirdest day of my life, but it was a weird like 45 minutes, hour. It was the weirdest thing. So I'm hanging out with a few friends, and we're at their house, and I'm walking outside, walking to my car. I leave, and I see like two dudes, and they're friends with the friend I was visiting. And they're standing around this lady. Some lady sitting on the ground, some black lady. I have a reason why I'm saying that now. Some black lady, right? So, I was kind of in a good mood and just play some basketball, um, all that. So I see her and on the ground. I'm like, yo, is everything okay? And the guys are like, yo, we don't know. We don't know what's wrong with her. And she's laying on the ground. She's like, she has grass on her. She's like, oh man, I think I pinched a nerve. Oh, I can't walk. She's probably like 50. She's, oh, I can't walk, man. I pinched a nerve. I was like, oh, are you okay? Like, do you need, like, where do you live? She's like, oh, I live, like, down the street, whatever. And I'm like, okay, all right, I got to get home. And then the guys were like, hey, yeah. So then the guys are talking. They're like, hey, we should do something. We should like help her out. And I was in a good mood, so I'm like, you know what the heck? Let me be stupid. Let me help her out. And the reason why I'm saying this. So, anyways, I'm like, okay, miss, I'm gonna drop you off at home. I'm gonna have these two guys in the car with me. And she's like, okay. And she's like, oh, she lives right down the street. She had a pinched nerve, right? So we help her up, and she's like, this is where I saw it got weird. So we help her up, and she's like, oh, she's like limping a little bit. She's like, no, I'm good. She walks to my car. She sits in the seat. I notice it, and I'm like, okay, that's a little bit weird, right? So then I put her in the back seat, and then the guy, one of the boys is back there, and then there's a guy in the front seat with me. And, I'm looking at her through the rear view, just like checking her out, kind of like questioning her a little bit, saying, oh, where are you coming from? Like, who are you? What's your name? Where did you end up doing here? She's like, oh, I was trying to get to the gas station, but I ended up falling. So I'm like, okay, I'm like asking her some more questions, and she's like, oh yeah, like one of my boys, he left me, so it's just me living by myself, blah blah blah. This is downtown area, right? So it's kind of weird. So I'm okay. So I pull up to her house, right? This is what this lady does. She gets out of the car. She looks completely fine. She's walking. I'm like, okay, this is where it's getting kind of weird, right? She goes to her house, right? And she's like, oh, hey, if you guys got nothing to do, you guys could come inside my house and we could get something to drink. And I'm like,
Nah, B, I'm
I
good.
think you're fine.
Nah,
Like,
I
I'm
ain't
good.
trying to be a
and
roofie.
this is what she does. She has a little chihuahua. She's like, oh, hey, Pepper. I don't remember the dog's name. Hey, Pepper, come here.
Oh,
Pepper
shit.
comes from the house, jumps in my car. A little chihuahua. A random lady's dog jumps in my car. So I'm like, all right, you got to go. I tell her, I'm like, okay, like, you got to go. Like, I dropped you off at home. I'm not going inside. I don't feel comfortable. And then the guys, they're nice. They're like, maybe we should walk her to the door. I'm like, hey, like, I understand you're trying to help her out, but I don't think it's the best idea, right? And she's really trying to get us inside that house. It's like she's persistent. She's like, are you sure? Like, I can help you out. I could, But, like, moral of the story, we didn't go in that house. And I just told that lady, you know what, just go inside, and I don't want to see you again. And, like, I was thinking, like, she wants to get us in that house because she was probably going to try to do something. I don't know if there are people in the house that are going to try to, like, sabotage us. But it was
I think she was probably trying to steal your car.
Probably, or I don't know. But
Or
Were your
probably
friends white,
steal your
Iverson?
organs.
Were your friends white?
yeah.
Okay,
So anyway,
Charlie the
I'm
Unicorn
telling
shit
you
over
this
here.
right
Where's my
now. I'm
kidneys?
saying this right now. If you weren't there, they would put some Scooby Doo type shit on them. They would have walked in that house and gotten captured. Because I'm sorry, but some people like to explore too far and get themselves hurt. And I'm not about that.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably a good thing you were there.
No, exactly. But that was weird. But yeah, Brad, what you got?
Oh, what I got? Oh man,
Yeah.
you and Benny were there. So this was the first time we went to a place called we went to this restaurant. I'm not gonna say the name because we're not being sponsored by them. I don't want to say anything about that.
They also have a weird 7 people rule, so fuck them.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
We went there.
it was
Oh,
our
you
first
went
time
there?
going to
Okay.
that spot, and we really liked it. We really liked it. So we were leaving the spot, right? And all of a sudden, this black lady, sorry, some random lady, comes out of nowhere, right? And she says, "Hey, hey, uh,
I know
uh,
y'all heard me.
yeah,
No, you
exactly.
heard me.
I know y'all heard me. I know y'all heard me." And we looked over and said, "Yeah, we heard you. What's up?" So she comes running over and she says, "Oh my God, I am just so tired. I'm walking in these hills all day. Can one of you find jump and
Oh
carry me,
god.
please?" And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of bored. Sure, let me carry you. And so she hops on my back.
And
Now,
she's like,
wait. Now, apparently, I didn't know this, but because I was not paying attention, but apparently
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't wearing any underwear and she was wearing a dress.
yeah, she legit said, "Be careful, I ain't got no drawers on."
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so she hopped on my back. Now I didn't know this. I did not know this. I guess I was just like too. I was just. I guess I was too much in shock to realize
Second nature.
like like what she said to me and when I
Mm-hmm.
agreed to. So so she hopped on my back and everybody behind me, my friends, Benny and Iverson, they see the whole entire thing.
Yeah, that thing
They
was
see everything.
you
And
know, I've seen spiders just as hairy, you know.
uh
Oh
Fuck.
yeah,
god.
yes. So and I didn't see a thing. I did not.
He felt a thing.
I didn't feel a single thing. And so we get to the end of the block, right? We get to the end of the block, and he tells me, "Hey, yo, you like okay? I'm gonna go with my friends. All right, you have a good night." He says, "Oh, hold up, honey. You don't need them friends when you got me." I'm like, "I don't even know you." "Oh,
She
yes, you
said
do,
that?
honey." Yeah, she did say that. I'm
Oh
yours
my
now.
gosh.
Oh, okay. You hang out at the at this one bar for a little bit, and then I say, "All right, you have a nice night, man. Get home safely." I'll go back with my friends, and they're like, "What? I thought you got kidnapped or something, man." But yeah, no,
Yeah, because
that
she was
no.
taking you down a dark alleyway.
She took me. She took me down a dark alleyway. Come on,
It
man.
looked kind of dark, bro.
And
Like,
it was a very
no,
well alley.
Iverson was yelling for you, like, Brad, come back, Brad.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But
Yeah, no, because what happened was like she let
Bro,
you
we were
down because
cracking
she
up.
was like
That was like the
cra-
funniest
she was
moment.
practically choking you and she was like piggybacking on you and then she's like, "Oh, you short ass can't handle me" or some shit like that, and then like she keeps going, you put her down, and then she just flashes me and a friend of ours, and we're like,
yeah,
"Thanks."
Mm-hmm.
she does. Yeah,
That was
that was
weird.
my weirdest moment.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
let's talk about our grind. Because without these,
Oh boy.
we need to have some weird moments. We need to also have a good grind ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about that, for example.
Yeah, for the serious topic of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you guys know, but recently I broke up with my girlfriend, and one of the biggest
Oh.
things that's been helping me with dealing with the breakup and dealing with trying to get over her is just burying myself in work and just focus on myself. And I think that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people kind of struggle with. Sometimes it's just breaking up with somebody who you spent a year plus with somebody and calling it
Mm-hmm.
quits for whatever the reason is very can hurt you a lot. But what can
Mm-hmm.
help you is just being busy. Taking time out for yourself to go see a psychiatrist or go talk to a counselor and you talk to a counselor. Go to the gym and work out, or get busy with your work. I'm in graduate school right now, and what's really been helping me is hanging out, talking to my friends, as you can see, and also just working on my classwork really, and going to work, not having to think about the reasons why we broke up, and focus on what can I do to improve myself. Now, I'm gonna pass it off to my friends because I think they have some really good examples on how to focus more on your grind and be more focused about that. I'll pass it off to you, Moog.
Um, Perfect. See, here's the thing. I fool around a lot. I may draw comparisons with Amazon Prime and Tinder, and I may fool around a lot. I may be I may not do the most honorable things at times, but I have I learned it the hard way that you know I have that you have to focus on your work. You got to focus on your work ethic, your just getting better, being smarter at being smarter at your job and working efficiently. And the civil engineering field is a field where you can't afford to have mistakes, because it's essentially a field which is you're building stuff which is going to be used by people on a regular basis. So it's going to be buildings, water systems, sewage systems, roads, infrastructure, anything essentially which is going to be used by people in the long run and currently. So you can't really play around with that. So these are like, this essentially is something which we can't be frivolous about. So one of the main examples that I'm going to give you is that I had a massive breakup in, like, I had a really terrible breakup in 2015. And in fact, the girl, henceforth we shall call her Lord Voldemort, uh, she essentially just broke up with me 3 days before one of my toughest exams. It was this exam called solid waste management. Pretty straightforward exam, but it's like just a lot of raw data which one has to learn. And it was just really difficult for me to like cope, because I was constantly just thinking about this breakup and like what I did wrong. And it was an on and off relationship, but it was still like for 5 years and stuff. And like it just like really
Mm-hmm.
like just just like it was just painful dealing with everything. And I just like, what, fuck this, I'm gonna prove that the reason I got into engineering was not to get married to this girl, but for myself. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
prove that henceforth, any step I take is going to be me being better than what I was yesterday. And
Mm-hmm.
that thought process and that idea really helped, because it just got me like razor sharp focused. And moral of that story is I ended up cracking that exam wide open. In fact, I ended up topping that exam. Like I was in the top like 1% of that class. And like I fucking cracked that. I got an A grade in that class, and like my professor was like, "Yo, I was like really surprised that you got an A, because you were going, like, I could tell you were going through some shit." But I'm genuinely impressed. Like she was so impressed that she ended up writing me a sparkling letter of recommendation, which ended up getting me a scholarship in the University of Florida, where I met you guys. So
Hell
also,
yeah.
go Gators, go
Go
Gators.
Gators. Go Gators.
We
Go
go
Gators.
Gators. So it's just like these. And then of course, now that I think about it, it's all these, like, everything has led me to this moment where I'm working in Kuwait, and I'm obviously just going to keep working and keep pushing myself. And there are moments when I'm genuinely just like, yo, what the fuck is going on in my life? But mainly, I would rather work and be better than what I was yesterday than to be stagnant and, just be in a position where I'm not improving myself. So this is something which I think is very important, that you need to constantly reinvent and constantly update yourself. I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Take it away from here.
Ivy, you can go if you want, and I'll end it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go really quick. So, um, yeah, man. So I personally, I feel like this grind. There's like a number of things that comes with it. Obviously, you want that end result. Whether it's to get that degree, get that doctor before your name, get that PhD after your name, get that job you want. That's pretty much why we grind, because we're trying to get that. But the thing is about the grind, you have to fall in love with the grind. And you have to fall in love with the process and the journey to get there. And there will be times where, like, and personally in my case, there are times where I feel burned out. times where I'm like, man,
Oh,
like
dude.
I just want to give up. I just want to,
Definitely.
kind of just stop where I'm at right now and just I'm content. But then I just keep looking and I'm like, you know what? I'm not done yet. And I realize like along this journey,
Exactly.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
not only helping myself, I'm helping like other people and motivating other people to get on, their grind, on their purpose too. So I feel like that's a really important part of it is the journey and falling in love with it and just, wanting to do it every day, rather than just doing the motions, So
Yeah.
that's my thought on it.
Okay, I mean,
No,
for me,
dude, that's actually perfect.
yeah, I mean, for me, I would say the grind is the embodiment of the dream, Whatever your dream is, whatever you want it to be, it's in your hands to go do it. Nobody's just going to hand it to you. You have to get up and go do it. And, it's not going to be easy. And I'm going to talk about, hardships with it. Just for me, for example, before I went to UF, I wanted to be a musician. And then it just kind of turned out, I had no background in mathematics or anything like that. And I decided to actually try to fulfill another one of my dreams, which is just, I love space. I love the idea of faster than light travel. So I wanted to become a physicist and a mechanical engineer to try to get to those dreams. And that's what I'm doing right now. But unfortunately for me, I never really had a background in any of those things going forward. So once I got to college, it was completely new. I had to start from the lowest of math, pre-calculus, and all that. But my health has always kind of been an issue. I always put my health last instead for the grind, and I always felt like if I just power through things, I'd be fine. If I just keep going, and sometimes you have to give your body the attention it needs. And recently I was hospitalized, and something that I just want to talk about that really is just that, like, right now you can view a setback in the grind as a negative thing, or you can take it as a positive thing. I'm nearing graduation very soon, and there's a physics GRE I have to study for. And I view this hospitalization that I had, I never viewed it as a bad thing because I realized, you know what? Sometimes you do need to break, but you also have to recognize what, basically you have to recognize what a break could do for you. And for me, it's just to kind of focus on something that will get me into the graduate school of my dreams. So you can turn a negative thing into a positive thing. And I think that the grind really is trying to accomplish your dreams and recognizing that sometimes you could do things better. And that's what I'm learning. And that's, to me, is what the grind is.
Exactly. Couldn't
It's
say it better
perfect.
myself.
Just literally, there's no better way to put it. I will say this though before we move to the next segment, which is slaps and chaps. Um,
Oh, that's
just
right.
focus on yourself, guys. It's better to
Yes,
focus
sir.
on yourself. It's like there's always going to be distractions. There's always going to be white noise around you. um there's always going to be people coming and going in your life. There are going to be friends who come and go, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you know it's the story always has to be about what you did and how you got to a stage where you're so good at what you do. You can literally wake up in the middle of the night and you feel a sense of contentment and a sense of satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think that entire feel, and I feel that now. I mean, I feel content that I'm doing something. I'm doing something. I'm building something with my bare hands, and I'm going to be proud of, because 20 years down the line, when I show up at the Kuwait airport, or I think about the Kuwait airport, the new international airport, which is now currently the new international airport these guys are building,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, fuck, man, I built that shit. I was there. I was there for the construction of each and every fucking shell cassette and flank wall. I was there observing the casting of like every bloody element over there. And I was one of the people who supplied the concrete on that project. And guys, nothing gives me better pride. Like, I'm proud of it, dude. Like, you can literally sense
You
the
should
pride
be,
coming off of me.
exactly.
I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, man, I'm doing this shit. Like,
Yeah,
and
he
before
does.
And
this, I was
yeah,
working
and
on.
I think to, just kind of wrap it up nicely with
Yeah,
that, I think
sorry.
something that is great about what you said is that, like, acknowledging that you've done good does not mean you're becoming complacent. For me, that's
Mm-hmm.
something I've always kind of struggled with. You know, if I
Mhm.
rest on my laurels, to me, I feel like I'm becoming complacent. But sometimes you just have to express gratitude and be happy how far you got and recognize this isn't the end. Just keep going.
Mhm.
Mm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
one more thought I just thought of. Like obviously, you got to enjoy the journey. Kind of like what everybody was saying, but also so with the grind, falling in love with the journey. What I was gonna say was I just remembered. You should also find things that you really enjoy doing outside of the grind.
Mm.
Outlets. Things that you enjoy doing. Like I don't know. Personally, I like to play basketball or hang out with friends and stuff like that. Because honestly, if you're always grinding, if you're always I don't know, in the engineering building, if you're always in the theater, writing a play or I don't know, stuff like that, like you're not always going to enjoy it because it's the same thing. But like
Mm-hmm.
go out, hang out with some friends. Go, um, I don't know, play some tennis or something. Find something you enjoy. And that's what I was gonna
Yeah, you
say.
need to
That's
blow off
it.
steam, guys.
Yeah. All
Actually,
right. So let's start the slaps and chaps, everybody.
let's do it.
Iverson, do you want to go first, my man? Slaps. What's
Yeah,
been slapping and
sure.
what's been chapping with you throughout the whole entire week you've been off the
Oh my
podcast?
gosh. Well, chaps. Yesterday was the day I was born back in 23 years ago.
Wow.
Ah.
Um, I don't like telling a lot of people about it, but it was pretty cool. My coworkers, they did a whole crazy thing. Like they did a surprise birthday. I don't even know why. I've only been working there for 5 months, but it was pretty cool. That was, I usually come there, go to work, grind, do what I gotta do. But that was pretty cool that you have people that care about you. You really appreciate what you do. Slaps. Oh man, slaps. I gotta think about that. I don't know. I don't know if anything
Tonight.
bad has happened. But yeah, well, last night was kind of a slap. It was 40 degrees out, and we were standing outside, and I had a short sleeve shirt on, so it was great. Like that was a slap. But I don't know. We'll see. Well,
Sorry.
maybe next
I
week.
think that was Chapin.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think
That
Yeah.
you
was that was
you
a
Chaps are
you
chap.
bad.
you confused the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Chaps are
right.
bad.
Yeah,
Slaps are good.
This
chaps are
is
bad.
the
It's
after hours
So
episode, so it's okay.
this is after hours
Yeah.
episode.
yeah.
Chaps and slaps.
Um, Brad, you want to go?
Claps and
Sure.
haps.
I'll go
Claps.
next. Man.
Should I be worried? Ivy, like, do you have the clap? Like, I should be worried, shouldn't I?
No, I mean he ghosts all the claps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he goes to the club to clap.
That's episode 8.
So my slaps and chaps. So my slaps and chaps. What's been slapping is I gotta give a huge shout out to the UF Meat Market. If you ever go there, I highly recommend going to the UF Meat Market. That place is really good. I'm going to have a barbecue tomorrow with my friend Anthony. I got some pork chops, some sausages, some bacon. And I can't wait to put that on this charcoal grill and make some delicious barbecue.
Oh, you
What's been
better
chapped?
say something.
You want to come?
Hey, man. Let me
All right.
know.
All right, man. Let me know. Let me know. But what's
Us brothers, we like our meat, man. We love our meat.
Yeah, just a little
Wakanda
bit.
forever.
and what's been happening?
Jesus.
what's been, oh. and what's
I don't
been
know what
happening
Wakanda
with
had to do
me?
with meat, but same
And
thing.
But yeah,
what's
like I was like, that's so random.
oh my god, oh my god. And what's been chapping me is just been my roommates, kind of. Not all of them,
Oh no.
but
Oh God, not
I'm a
again.
I'm a very clean guy, and like I and it's just that we're not keeping the house as clean as I want it to be. We have like garbage bags laying all over the place, and I need to do a better job of communicating whose job is it next to do the garbage and everything like that, and keep make sure the house stays clean and everything like that. But other than that, um, barbecue and cleanliness as in slaps and chaps. I'll pass off to my man Benny next.
Okay. So what's been slapping for me is actually kind of tied to my chap, which is that I've been practicing a lot of meditation. It's been really calming me and giving me more a perspective of being grateful and kind of happy for what I have. And what's been chapping really is that, yeah, my mental health has kind of been all over the place, but I'm getting it under control. And with that, I hand it off to Mode.
Hey, man. Well, now, last but not the least, what's been slapping is, dude, I recently heard music be murdered by Eminem, and
Oh,
guys,
that album.
he has fucking killed it, dude. Godzilla is like one of my favorite songs right now because he's literally rapped faster than Rap God. And I'm like, yo, where are the flaws to this guy? Like, he got Juice World, he's got Royce the Raymond, he's got like a bunch of fucking people like on it, and I'm just like, yo, this cat is fucking killing it. So what I've been listening to some of his songs on loop, and and also like the interlude with like Alfred Hitchcock and stuff, bruh. That shit's crazy because I'm a big fan of Alfred Hitchcock, like some of his movies, like Birds, Psycho, great stuff, and great, like it's like beautiful movies, and like it literally just it brings a whole new touch to it, and like points to Eminem, man. Like that man knows how to fucking grind, guys. Tying it all up, that man knows how to
Yes,
fucking
sir.
grind, guys. Like
Yeah.
He
he's
does.
been through so much shit. He's been through so much shit, drug abuse, parental abuse. His dad fucking left him, but he still fucking grinds on, dude. He won a fucking Oscar, guys. So
Yeah.
like be more like
Wow.
Eminem. Like
Yeah, be that
8 Mile,
grind.
dude. Yeah, you just fall in love with the grind, like Ivy says. What's been chapping me though is what's been literally chapping my ass at this point is like, so to get a civil ID done in Kuwait, that means essentially you can have a bank account, credit card, yada yada yada, driver's license, all that stuff. Essentially, I'm here on an engineer's visa, so to get my civil ID or like my engineer's visa officially approved, I need to be a member of an engineering society. So I decided to become a member of the Kuwait Society of Engineers. So one of the policies is that I have to give an exam to prove that I'm an engineer, because apparently doing 7 years of engineering and having 2 years of fucking two engineering degrees is not good enough. That I need to give one fucking exam that'll essentially prove that I'm an engineer or not.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
works,
And
man.
I mean, it's a bit excessive in my opinion. Like there are people with like 30 years of experience who are giving these exams, and they're like, and the result was that I failed. And these people, like, essentially, here's the rubric: 85% of the people who gave that exam failed. 100% out of the 100, like out of the out of all the people that gave the
Pick a
exam, only
different society,
15%
bro.
passed.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
literally. I think at this point, I'm just going to be like, bruh, I would have been better off with like some different, like a different society. But
Yeah,
it's just
it's
weird.
usually
Like, why do I have to give an
American.
exam? Why do I have to give an exam to prove that I'm an engineer? I'm already an engineer.
Bro,
Like, I don't
fall
need
in
to prove
love
this.
with the grind.
Yeah, true. Fair
Just
enough.
to
Yo,
tie. So with that, I wish you guys a good night or goodbye. So we'll send each other
And
off. Night, guys.
All right, peace out, everybody. Enjoy your time.
peace
Hope you
out.
enjoyed the this episode right here.
more the
Also,
endless after hours. Also,
Endless
guys, if you
after
guys
us.
definitely want to get in, please definitely get in touch with us
Yeah,
at
please do.
thoughtgang65@gmail.com. Also definitely comment in the comment section.
Yeah. Share
Any
this with your
kind of
friends.
create, definitely share it with your friends. And this is Amog signing off.
This is B-Rat signing off.
and yeah, don't be afraid. We keep questions anonymous. So if you have a real question you want us to talk about, just let us know. And if not, you want a private question, we can answer it. We won't have to talk about it. It's up to
Oh
you,
yeah.
but yeah.
Up to you all.
Yeah.
All right,
With
peace.
that, peace out.